Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back once again. Where we left off, we were about to uncover what the hell is going on with Japan. Everyone seems to be corrupt, while at the same time doing some cheeky war crimes, or we're about to. We want to send 3 helicopter units. We cannot send any airplanes, sadly, because there's no air bases to be had. So that makes sense. Prime Minister Ino Hiroi, implicated in making concessions in over 30 key areas of military autonomy, Hayato recently resigned, proven to accept hundreds of thousands in bribes from Foreign Minister Aishiro to Security Minister Inukai Takeru. Hundreds of more names from the army, from the navy, from the diet, all complicit. The list of names only grows, and those who desire to be in the know now know. There's only a matter of time before the headlines of newspapers will blare with the cries of corruption. If the past could ever be forgotten. Yeah, there's no hope for damage control at all, I'm sorry. Zaibatsu begin to collapse even. Damn, okay. We are pretty much done for. We'll still commit some more crimes in Madagascar. That's our God-given right. The politicians knew. His message was short and tersely delivered. The government would comply with the investigation to its fullest ability. He brought with him dozens of binders, each big enough to carry perhaps years' worth of data. Touching Kodaira, were quickly informed. They looked at each other for a moment, sharing a glance of simultaneous eagerness, fear, and confusion, before quickly standing up and heading down to grab the binders. Both of the binders contained the same general kinds of info. It was not pretty. Staggering amounts of money flowing through the navy and army into the accounts of the politicians. The further they read, the higher profile the names became. Soon they were no longer truly reading the reports, just skimming them and noting every single name they came across. Not a single innocent person was mentioned, from the front to the back. Everyone's just corrupted. Everybody was afraid now. The central boards was riddled with notes of various fonts and styles, and the corridors of the rooms were trodden half to dust. But no one even dared make small talk. Kodaira and Tachi found solace in the most recent routine. To properly conduct an accounting audit, an uninvolved neutral agency had to be found. They devoted themselves to finding it. With a book of the most influential auditing agencies and the accounting firms in Japan in hand, they holed themselves up in rooms for weeks trying to search a single innocent person. The accountants involved had covered their tracks with exceeding competence, but certain irregular patterns were suspicious similarly to others. Name by name, number by number, the anonymity of the accounts began to collapse, and the list of the book grew shorter and shorter. One day, Kodaira woke up early, as was his nature, and took a browse through the cross-written book in the hall, and then another, and another. He managed with great effort to keep from screaming. Every single name on the book had been crossed out. Once again, the plot thickens. Anyway, we have other things to worry about currently as well. Getting Madagascar all for ourselves. Freeing them from corrupt leaders. Shinzo gave a brief resignation speech, showing no emotion at leaving as quickly as possible. He was found in the morning dead for approximately 4 hours. He was on his side, kneeling over a shallow pool of his own blood, his hands still gripping the hilt of a very old and expensive wakizashi. Dude committed some Sudoku. Hell yeah. I know, he didn't do the crossword puzzle on his chest. He committed seppuku. I know. We've all watched anime before. Don't try to come at me in the comments. The police quickly rushed to inform his son, but they found him missing too. There was a brief panic until it was discovered that he had skipped town on a plane less than an hour after his father's body has been officially found. He was on his way to India, officially on business, in truth, because the entire world was collapsing around him. Just a few hours later, yet another heap of documents emerged. The Minazaka Corporation was now shown to have almost certainly assisted the government. Every level of power was now implicated with solid evidence. Okay. Are you the bad guys? Well, we're in Japan. Obviously, we're the bad guys. How dare I even make the joke? Take this node. We should be fine. Kodaira poured a glass of whiskey for himself and immediately drank it all down. A lesser-ranked officer poked in his head and delivered some more papers. Kodaira initially tried to decline, saying to just put it on the side so they could get to it in due time, but the officer said this was different. They had just come from the Ino clique itself. That got Kodaira to stand up and snatch the papers right from the officer's hands. The clique was now agreeing to cooperate with the investigation fully. Anything the team asked for, as long as it was relevant to the case, would be delivered. All they wanted in exchange was a guarantee of safety. God damn, everyone's scared. I can't guarantee your safety. I'm cruising, I'm safaring it up in Madagascar, my dude. Just chilling and vibing in here. Oh no! The verdict, the final hearing, was a miserable affair. Each one was just hour after hour of details about the truly hideous and astoundingly corrupt affairs of nearly every branch of the nation. After they were completed, the last pieces of evidence had finally been officially compiled and reviewed and were incorporated into the report. The report was titanic, large enough to make one wonder if every citizen in the empire had been accused. By the next day, literally hundreds of arrest warrants had been issued. Diet members, cabinet members, politicians, businessmen, every goddamn arrested dog for all I care. Everyone's getting arrested. The Minazaka Corporation was on the brink of collapse. There's no going back for anyone. Oh no, our GDP growth hit by 4%. Our poverty rate will rapidly worsen. Everything is just going to hell. So that's the Yasuda crisis. It's the first time I've ever seen it from this side. I figured halfway through the event chain from like the last video, this is what would happen. But goddamn, pretty much our entire economy in the shitter. Yeah, it's not looking too good, buddy. We're growing by 2%. Could be worse, I guess. We could just implode. But we might not be far off from that. Wait, oh yeah. The riches continue. There is no riches to be continued, man. We are in a crisis. I would say the economy is not that well, huh? Least we could do is bully Madagascar people into accepting our overlordship. I mean, cooperation and co-prosperity. In fact, I feel like we're almost there. Wait, first to report were the outposts miles ahead of the front. Oh no. This is the Philippines? Yeah, Manila. It's falling apart. When it rains, it pours indeed. Let's do this. The Philippines is not yet a hot war, right? Or is it? Can we send the volunteers in there? Yes, we can. We can actually send 3 helicopters. Good thing I made more, huh? So I'll have to go through 2 wars at the same time. At least I can send air wings in here. No? There we go. Now I can send them in. Good. While my troops arrive, I will continue at Malagasy. We should be done soon. Another one dead? Yeah, it's over, man. Come on. Ooh. I think I have to go all the way down here, right? To get their capital. And then that should be over. Done and dusted. No, the fall of Ino. The position of Ino as Prime Minister was a result of a tenuous compromise, resulting from an attempt to contain the influence of the Imperial Japanese Army. Hirohito becomes the leader of the Fascism Party. The Emperor's opinion of our administration will change. He doesn't like us as quite as much. I guess that's understandable. We need emergency reforms. Our inflation will decrease with this. Let's try and do all of them. I didn't know we had more emergency reforms that we had to take. Oh. Yeah, we defeated the rebels. Now we just need to defeat the Germanos. Oh, my dudes just arrived. Okay, that's perfect. Let's see if I can encircle these dudes right away. Okay, so who do we want? Emergency meetings have already begun. Actually, let me also see if there's any... No, there's no reforms I can take yet. Who do we want to take over? While Japanese politics are dominated by Taisei Yokusankai, the party itself is bitterly split among numerous rival cliques. While the emperor nominates the prime minister, the Diet has a massive influence over His Majesty's decision. 2 major candidates have sprung forth from the ranks of the Taisei Yokusai, Kai Okinari and Ikeda. Kai, formerly Minister of Finance, belongs to a faction, the Technocrats, advocating for centralization and state intervention in Japanese economy. Ikeda, on the other hand, comes from the conservative wing, much less prone. Who the hell is Kogure? You know what? Neither really speak to me. Let's get the third option. I may come to regret that decision, but that is a decision for me to regret on later. Why isn't this dude doing anything, huh? Kido suggests Kogure to resolve the political snag. An old acquaintance of Japanese politics has stepped into the limelight. Former Prime Minister of the Privy and Keeper of the Privy Seal, a staunch technocrat and Ino's predecessor, after being ousted by following his aggressive attempts to eliminate IGA. Oh, okay. This has sparked a strong reaction and might make the government even fall. Let's hope that doesn't come to that. I didn't realize we already finished this one. Keep fighting the good fight, and now back to Malagasy. The Diet threatens no confidence in Kogure. Call the Diet's bluff. We don't care. We're deep in the shit anyway. Might as well collapse all the way through. Anyway, let's go back to the Philippines. The Emperor refuses Kido, but there's a counter proposal. I wonder what it's gonna be. Aichi Kichi will be appointed Prime Minister. Aichi's biggest advantage is his failure to commit to any faction. Equally distant from every major faction. Oh no, he's too wishy-washy. Well, we don't have a choice. Uh-oh, rupture in Kolkata. That's not good. They've reached free India. There might be some moves into India from the enemy. Okay, here's Aichikichi has been appointed. Good for him. In the meantime, back to the Philippines, please. Where's my units? Oh, this dude is encircled. Let's do some last standing. Hope we can get there in time. What are my allies doing? Do I have to do everything by myself? Oh, I think we won the first one. Yes. Let's go against the second one. Although, oh, they're so close to our capital. That's not good. Military Vervalto Madagascar has been defeated. Okay, we won one at least. We no longer have to bounce between each and every one of them. Bail out struggling businesses. Sure. Any reform that we can get, we will do. Takagi's Gambit. Now, who do you want to go after? Finish off the conservatives, or do we hit the army? Hit the army. Let's hit the army. They've been a big part of the corruption scandal. Come on, we're about to encircle a massive amount. Put the blame on the army. Good. Yes. Look at that. We will weaken Kaya, because he's part of the army, right? Or the conservatives. I don't know, actually. Boys are moving in. Kaya's position will be weakened even further. There's nothing we can do against the Indian stuff, right? Because I do want India to unite under Azad Hind and not under the Republic of India. I don't want to weaken Ikeda. I want to weaken Takagi. Because I'm thinking it's the same blue as the reformist. Well, not quite. But I'm choosing to think that that's like a reformist. I got no idea if I'm right or wrong. Keep moving in, my dudes. Keep moving in. Oh, and I also just finished up editing the first video of this campaign. I threw footage down to like a slightly more than an hour. I was reading a lot of events, but it was having a good time as well. I'll be real with you. Unpleasant findings. Fired for improper levels of enthusiasm. Okay then, buddy. Yes, Takagi got weakened. How's the position looking right now? Only Ikeda is firm. It's not incredible though. Oh, Madagascar shall stand on its own 2 feet. Yeah, as long as their feet supported by Japan, they'll join our faction eventually. They should, right? If I remember correctly. Former Minister Kido could have spelled the end of the technocrat faction, but the goal of strengthening Japan's civilian government remained a tantalizing one. Okay, let's see where that leads us, huh? Takagi and Kaya will confront each other. Yes. Now you two, can we push in? No. They got an actual American unit in there. Who do you want weaken more? Let's weaken Kaya. For now. His position is threatened. Now we need to weaken Takagi again. And of course, GDP growth. Increase that shit, please. Interregnum has entered its final stage. With the outcome of the complex political gauntlet is nearly impossible to predict. With respect, the Indian people are not in a position where the militarization project can succeed or fail based on whether or not a businessman in Guangdong sneezes. This is a national struggle. Let's help them out. I'm feeling confident that India will fall to us. Or like, India will stay with us. Let's hope they don't fall, if anything. Kaya has been officially knocked out. Perfect. Now it's Ikeda versus Takagi. Ikeda has made the first move in the battle for the Prime Minister, being the most established candidate and the one with the most ties to the old leadership. Why can't we get no supply from the capital? Ikeda's position is strengthened, weakened, or significantly strengthened. We will commit, but not too hard. Apparently that's the best way to go about it. Okay, sure. Let me save actually and reload, because I feel like we have another supply bug. See if we can fix it that way. Did that fix it? No. I find it strange we don't have any connection to the capital. Now Takagi will be weakened in turn, right? He's threatened. He's almost dead. Lacking a lot of anti-air. And some transport helicopters, apparently. Alright, let's fill those up. Can we motorize our supplies a little bit more? No. And we'll significantly strengthen our position. I think that should almost be it, right? We need one final blow, and Ikeda will win the position. Prime Minister. Oh, they left this open for us. Thank you. Did not even realize. Takagi got weakened again. It's over. I have the high ground. Ikeda is significantly strengthened again. Let's do some more reforms. How much further do I have to go to finish up the Philippines, huh? There we go. Takagi finally is done, right? Still not? The time has finally come though. The confrontation between the politicians. Let's take our rightful position, goddammit. There we go. The decision has been made. Ikeda Masanosuke has become the leader of the fascists. And the emperor likes a little bit more. During our tenure, we must take great care to maintain our position. Should our faction ever stop being dominant, or better said, largest faction in the Diet, there will be disastrous consequences. We must also take care to never drop under 50% support. If we hope to pass any of our bills and have a tenure that does not end in another government collapse, we need at least 50% support. And over 30% public approval. Jesus, okay, we're very fragile. Oh, the status, you voted for the status quo, huh? Whoops. We will go for the reformists, right? Can't believe that dark horse won out. Lay it off, Ichiro. Look, he's the only man on our block that can somehow compromise on. Plus, he's been in here for 20 years and doesn't really come with any baggage. You know what? You're probably right. I mean, he has to come to his senses and pick a faction eventually. All his talk of Taisho-era idealism would be for naught if he doesn't. Alright. Let's see if we can sneak around the US volunteers into the capital of the Philippines. Well, the current capital, I guess. Davao. I've never been to the Philippines. I heard it's a pretty cool place to visit. I'd love to go there. Cruise around in a scooter. Have some good-ass food. Though I've heard mixed things about the Filipino food. Some people say it's like incredible. Others are like, nah, disgusting. But I'm definitely down to try. There's probably some gross stuff in there and some good stuff. Kind of like every country. But so far in my experience, Southeast Asia, the food is bussin'. We did it. We've also won in the Philippines. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice. Madagascar did join us. Look at our faction, very sexy. Good morning, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be in the presence of such talented and honest individuals. He's talking to the Japanese politicians. Please do not lie. Now, moving on to our first agenda of the day, factional alliances and projecting our platform. With all due respect, Daijin, what exactly is our platform? I'm glad you asked, Katoyama. What I envision for administration is an administration of integrity and moderation. None of that radical bull Kaya or Kido have in mind. And in order to achieve that, we can't just rely on our own. No, we've got to reach out across the aisle. And our destination is the reformists and maybe even Kido's clique. It's not going to be easy, mind you, but as long as they need us more than we need them, they'll fall in our hand. Let's improve relations with everyone, huh? Because we've been letting this slacken up a little bit. We had plenty of points. We need to improve the lives of our people. Our debt is skyrocketing. Well, not really skyrocketing. It's getting up there, though. Oh, no. More decreases? Yuck. But what about the faction that I expanded? What about my volunteers, bro? Do you not like geopolitics? Oh, can attack factions as well. That's cute. Public... What? Public support increases somewhat. 3%? That's something. We need to be above 30, so... Ideally, I'd like to get up to 50. Assassination of Yosei Yulo. Despotism party rules in the Philippines. Is that good or bad, though, for us? They're still in our faction for now. 3 days later. I leave you incompetent fools for 3 days and everything turned to horseshit already. Your Excellency, I can assure you everything's under control. Speaker Aquino's already mustering the delegates as we speak. The assembly will convene tomorrow at the latest to choose Mr. Yulo's successor. If I had my way, then there would be no assembly to speak of. But the Emperor's writ supersedes my own. You shall have your elections for all the good it will do. And now we need to rebuild the Philippines. I guess to keep them fully under our control. We'll promote Philippine democracy because that doesn't cost us money mostly. Like, improve our construction by 10%. That's not that much. Reformists increase in power and the relations. Okay, that's good. Oh no. More hard times. Barely pulling himself together, Mr. Nakamura crawled out of the darkness of the hallway shadows into the living room to embrace his daughter and kiss his wife. He held them tightly, knowing that they were all he had left in this world. It's been a bad day at work. Ugh. We will support Quentin Paredes securing our interest. Yes, very important. And expand business ideas because we will get more decisions. Once more, they've come to ask our stuff. You know what? Sure, send some stuff to India. Adolf Hitler's died. That's not so good for the Germans. Can't wait for the 69 million civil war. It's surprising we can't really intervene. You'd think we would be able to. Where's this someone? And I hope I'm successful. Okay, that's 40%. That's an insane number. Kane wandered the streets at night, hauling around his fabric suitcase, bursting at the seams with all his personal belongings he had not already dumped by the side of the road. He had just been evicted from the youth hostel he stayed at. The little money he had left after being made redundant in the recent economic turmoil could no longer afford him a place to stay. He was young, only 20 years of age, and roamed dark avenues of the capital in search of a quiet corner to sleep. Afraid and alone, he sniffled and wiped his glossy eyes with his soaked fingers as he stumbled down dirtier routes for somewhere dry. Found a back alley, packed in with metal waste disposal units and damp newspapers. I will be forgotten. Damn, that is so sad, man. I hope we can fix our situation. That's one of the reasons I like the reformist paths, because I want to fix the horrendous lives that is like the life of an average TNO universe enjoyer. Let's do minimum wage reform as well. We'll improve our poverty rate, because it's... How bad is it these days? It's actually not that bad. It's rising, but not by much. And there's that German civil war. You guys enjoy it, my dudes. You guys enjoy it. Wait, Malagasy uprising, we lost? Malayan emerge... that makes way more sense. I was like, wait, are we ass? No, we're not. But yeah, civil war popped off. I'm really surprised. I feel like we should be able to intervene, no? Prime Minister, you have the floor. A very good afternoon to the House of Representatives. The House of Peers has given me the special opportunity to give this speech on a suspicious day. Auspicious, my bad. Which I thank them for deeply. Now, you may be wondering what the platform of this administration is, and how different it will be from the TNO administration. Moving forth, I seek to guide my administration by these principles: integrity and moderation. Our nation is fundamentally great, and our position could never be more secure. But we have to always take note of the changing tides of the world. Like my colleagues among Admiral Takagi's reformists, I do believe Japan's constant need for reform and advancement to keep our place in the sun. But above all, I seek to run a clean and honest administration. Ino was a fool, was rightfully disgraced as one. Some of you are still loyal to Ino's path, and I would not chide you for that. But this administration shall be honest and purged from corruption. With that, I end my speech and cede my time back to the speaker. Okay. Silence echoed. A lot of food for thought. Thought for food. Damn it. The office room buzzed and churned as it usually did. Papers were shuffled to and fro. Office regulars sat lazily at their desk, pecking at keyboards, pretending to be hard at work. Now this story could not be... news clippings were scattered here and there, though everyone seemed to ignore the sections documenting the poising state of the stock market. Now this story could not be further from reality. Countless corporate buildings had fallen to chaos after the Yasuda crash, with law enforcement regularly patrolling the fallout of street skirmishes between security and redundant employees. Within the offices, the shattered shards of glass cabinets skidded across the carpeted floors as employees broke into the gases to prize off trophies they could get their hands on. Careers make monsters of men. Yeah, it's not looking good for Japan right now. At least we're not Germany. They seem to be having a bad time currently. South African war. Now, can we join that? Not yet. We might not be able to, actually. It would be nice if we could get Africa to be a part of our faction, but I don't think that's possible. The British Civil War, too. Ooh. I'd love to get you in my faction as well, buddy. The economy as well, they say. I don't believe that, though. We need to implement some more. Our inflation... Yeah, we need to. Sorry. Reduce military spending. We cannot right now. Damn it, no. Shh, my little bun. Please, try to sleep for mommy. In the darkness of the night, a young mother rocked her crying baby in her small apartment, frantically trying to get it to sleep. She rubbed his fingers, tickled his belly, and sang him lullabies, but nothing would silence the wailing baby. Her husband, who was strangely not home at such late hours, had recently lost his job and in the en masse layoffs of employees working for the corporations, struggling to survive the economic crisis, and could provide very little amounts of money for his family to survive off of each day. As a result, the baby was hungry, but there was not enough food in the house to feed him. Her untucked breast was sore and chafed in a last-ditch attempt hours ago to feed her son, but to no avail. She could not provide the breast milk for her baby. Quiet little one, mommy is here. So sad, man. Oh, it was successful. Perfect. We're at 70%. Even more mortgage default rates skyrocketed. Banks have begun to fail as loans could not be repaid. It's horrible. It's 2008 all over again. But I feel like it's probably a lot worse in this universe, huh? 80. Now let's get 20 more percent. Right near. There we go. In 20 days, construction will be over. We have 50 days to spare even. Let's see how the house is going to get reshuffled. We're going to lose a lot of MP support. It wasn't that much, actually. was actually very decent. We did lose some public and House of Peer support. Luckily, it increases by 5 in here, because we are close to the edge. Please, a few coins. I just need to get home, please. The crowd formed, whispering between themselves about the humiliating sight in front of him. A porky businessman, no doubt, fresh from the stock market floors. With a snap of his fingers, it was gone. A lifetime of investments and build-up from speculation all vanished in an instant, and with it gone, the man had no choice but to display his shame to thousands for a few coins. The young man with fire bellowing in his eyes stepped forward and whispered, "No." He then spat onto the businessman's forehead, and with that the crowd dispersed for the trains. Dejected, the spit joined his sweat. Public approval decreases by... Ooh, but I'd left privatize. We need more public approval. There we go. Bumped it up a little bit. And launched maybe a propaganda campaign. Oh, can we not? Probably not. Stability also needs to increase because we're not in a great position. Oh yeah, declare the reconstruction complete. Forgot to do that. Whoops. With the Philippines slowly returning to stability, we will obtain resource rights to all resources across the islands. Damn. Oh, motherfuckers are paranoid. Let's bump that down a little bit, eh? Slightly increases military training. Sure. Let's also improve support from the IJA so that they're more equal. That way, paranoia doesn't increase as much. There we go. Now that there's only less than a week before Pope's execution, Americans have finally caved under pressure. They now offer to de-escalate their support for rebel elements within the Republic of Indonesia, as well as a significant amount of ransom to go into the Republic's coffers. An official apology will also be issued. Yeah, accept the deal. I'm not gonna risk it. Okay. American tension decreases with us down to 60%. And I'm pretty sure we won that engagement. I don't think that's an official geopolitical event, but we certainly got some good concession out of it. Conservatives increased their power again. Good. Well, actually, let's go for the Electoral Diet. Reform Act from the Diet. We will keep going with the reformists. And promise a civilian government. We only have like 3 reforms left. How's our public? It's okay. We can afford this bump. Reduce regulations. Alright, both military factions are more or less equal in support. That should keep paranoia down a little bit. Speer 1. Interesting. I wonder what that will look like for us. Get the Speer hoodies out already. German intervention in Africa. Is it really gonna be worth it though? Good luck, buddy. Emphasize popular representation. We are gonna become a democracy. Or something like that. I don't know, man. Public approval decrease again. We gotta be careful. Germany restores control. Ugh. We want our rival to be weak. Oh, we only have 61% of the 50% needed, which will become universal voting. Yeah, look at that. Germany is back on the menu. The government prevails in the UK. Ooh. They couldn't manage to escape, sadly. The Iron Hats Pact is really beefing itself up again. I think we need... Oh, no, we don't need one more reform. I think we're done with the reforms. Excuse me, the emergency reforms at least. And with this, we are about to pass our first bill. On to the next bill indeed. So far, everything's been going smoothly for Japan. And I think that with that is pretty much it for today. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you did. Hopefully I'll see you next time, and hopefully you have a nice day. Bye-bye.